A woman in Alabama received a pig kidney transplant last month after 8 years on dialysis. Tawana Looney is the 5th American given a gene-edited pig organ in a quest to make animal-to-human transplants a reality. She wasn't as sick as prior recipients who died within a couple of months of receiving a pig kidney or heart. If the pig kidney were to fail, she could go back on dialysis again. More than 100,000 people are on the U.S. transplant list. Most of them need a kidney. For more on this and what this means medically, we bring in our 9 News medical expert, Dr. Pyle Coley. We know there's a shortage, a big shortage. We hear that all the time, and people are waiting, desperate. Is this really big news? Is this promising? What are your thoughts?
Incredibly promising. We've been waiting literally for decades, about 30 years in the making, to actually make this a reality. It's called xenotransplantation, when you take an animal organ and put it into humans. Now, there are parts of animal organs that have worked well in humans, but the whole organ itself we haven't proven. So this itself is a clinical trial. We've had multiple patients so far. Unfortunately, the others have passed away who have received this, but we lose 12 people a day waiting for a kidney.
And you, working as a cardiologist, you've seen this with parts, as you referred to, with pig heart valves and cattle heart valves?
It's a great little comic, actually, that circulates amongst cardiologists. You listen and you hear an oink oink or a moo moo because you can have a pig or a cow valve in there. And just as you said, Tom, pieces of it have worked really well. But we look at the idea of using an entire pig's heart. And pigs are the closest animals that we think we could use because their size of their organs kind of matches ours. And the immune function can also be changed more quickly. But if you look at a pig heart, could it withstand the hemodynamics, the forces of a human bloodstream going through it for the entire organ for the duration of the person's life? So that's still an unanswered question.
Our hearts are built to last 70 to 100 years when
Right.
we're born.
Right.
And a pig heart or a cow heart is not meant to last that long.
Exactly right. And so if you look at these pig and cow valves that we put into people, they have a lifespan of about 7 to 10 years, after which they degenerate. You generally have to replace it again. So it's certainly something we can lean on a little bit, but I think the entire organ being transplanted also raises a lot of issues about your immune system attacking it. And we heard that this woman actually had a gene-edited organ put in. And what that means is you actually go into the pig's genome and you type in human genes and you edit out pig genes, and then you take the organ out in order to sort of minimize the chance of immune rejection. But another kind of challenge is the ethical concept of using animals, especially if you think about primates, which might also, monkeys and such that might be close to humans. What are the ethical challenges of using growing animals essentially just to harvest their organs?
Yeah, so you know a lot about that heart stuff, Tom. I'm impressed. You've been reading your cardiology books.
I read all the stuff she gives me.
Apparently.
He actually works in my clinic
So
sometimes.
realistically, when you look at something like this, I mean, we say, oh, wow, but is it years? I mean, I think about all those people on that waiting list right now.
Right. And the black market for organs and what have you. So compassionate use is what the FDA has said right now for animals to human organs, which means if you have no other choice, you're going to die waiting for some kind of organ, then you go ahead and try it. But so far, like I said, we've already had 2 deaths. So when it actually becomes something we reach to is still several years away, 5 to 10 years, I would guess. But I'm more excited about the concept of 3D printing organs, where we actually take a scaffold, we put your own cells on it so that the likelihood of rejection is a lot less. And again, that's about 10 to 20 years away at least. But the idea of actually growing your organ in a petri dish, custom made for you, including the size, the hemodynamics, the functions, that's, I think, really where the future is headed.
Well, the medical science advancements are amazing, but just the bioethics is something that I don't think had to be considered as much, is now going to be considered more than ever, in more ways than ever, but hopefully in positive ways. Yeah. Good to see you. Thanks, Dr. Pyle Coley, joining us.
And don't forget, you can always find more with Dr. Coley, all the things she has talked to us about on 9news.com/Dr. Coley.